Welcome. How you doing out there? Lovely 40 minutes tempo climb for you today. You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to be doing some ladders today. We've got a recovery phase. And then we've got, well, we're staying tempo all the way, by the way. Once we hit that climb, we're going to climb to the top. So lower end of tempo range to start. Then we're going to do a 30-second little cadence burst. So we're going to just up that leg speed a little bit from your base cadence. And then the ladder starts. So the third element of each rung up that ladder, we're going to start at 1 minute. And that's going to be the hardest of those 3 efforts in tempo. So you can see the graphic down here. Can you see how that third element just kind of squeezes out, gets a little bit longer? And we're just going to keep going up that ladder. Same 3 elements on each rung of the ladder. And then the last one, that third element's going to push on out to 5 minutes. We've got a good 40 minutes of solid tempo climbing today. Fabulous. Make sure you're comfy on the bike, folks. You know the drill. Light on the hands, bend at the elbows, shoulders back and down. Bum bones supported on the saddle. Driving into the feet. Using the graphics there to show you where you are in the profile. And then as always, this side of the screen, intensity in the middle, level of intensity, how should it feel? If you know your FTP number, you've got a percentage of FTP there. And on the far side, if you're using heart rate numbers today, there's your max heart rate number, your percentage. Any of those to help you work out where you need to be. So I'm not going to specify a particular cadence, but I'll kind of talk you through when we get to that stage. How does that sound? All good? Are you on board? Are you ready to go? Have you got a towel if you need it? Fan on, windows open. I've got a drink. Good to go. Fantastic. So nice and light. Keeping the leg speed fairly high. My RPM is not working, so I don't know what my RPM is at the moment. That's obviously decided not to play ball today, but no matter. Just going to get that working. See, when the tech fails on you, what do you do when you're out on the road? Do you throw your toys out the pram? Do you turn around and go home? Because you just can't do a ride without your numbers. You know, you can't upload it to Strava. I don't do Strava, but you know, do you kind of go, oh no, it's not going to count, can't measure it? Or do you just go, whatever, and carry on riding? I'm a whatever, carry on riding kind of person. So you see, I've set all this up here, I've done so much work, and my RPM on my bike computer has decided not to play ball. Oh well. Where are we? Another minute to go. Adding on a tiny bit of gear, looking at those graphics to help you. Squeezing on a little bit of gear. Getting the warm leg feeling. Now clearly, if you know you take a little bit longer to warm up, before you join us on the video, maybe do a warm up and then jump in. Or if you need a bit longer, don't worry too much, come in and join us when you're ready. Everybody's welcome. Do you know what, I'm really thirsty today. I'm doing a fair bit of recording. Losing my voice. Keep it fluid on the legs. I might have to go old school and count my leg count, see where I am. Never mind. Right then folks, are we ready? Ready to start the first rung of that ladder. Load it on. Little bit of gear. Loaded it up. 75% FTP if you're using those numbers. Bringing the heart rate up, nice and gently, 70 RPM, up 70 RPM. As you see, I've got RPM stuck on the mind now because I'm a bit stuffed without it, but anyway, 70% max heart rate. Keep it fluid. So you're here for 30 seconds. Are we here for 30 seconds? No, we're here for a minute. I beg your pardon. Here for a minute. Then we've got a cadence lift. So whatever you're on, if you've got a bike computer that's got a cadence meter working, nice. If you haven't, like me, no matter. In 5 seconds or so, I just want you to load on a tiddly bit of gear, and then we're going to increase the leg speed. Right, let's go. Lifting that effort up. Holding it there for 30 seconds. Kind of pre-fatiguing the legs before we move it up a little bit more. And breathe. Just here for 30 seconds, team. Are you ready? Slow it back down. Load on some more gear. 1 minute here. Right, this is the top of our tempo zone. So this is the hardest of those 3 little efforts on each rung. Just imagine you're climbing up a ladder, and of course, as you get higher and higher, it's going to get harder and harder. Well, intensity is not harder, but length of time, definitely a little bit longer. Just less than 30 seconds. So we're working the whole of the tempo range today. And we're sitting here nice and happily for 1 hour. Oh, not an hour, 40 minutes. Sit there all day, really, to be honest. Nearly done. So we're going to drop the gear, bring it down. Up to you what you do with your leg speed. Down to the bottom of the tempo zone. And breathe. So a minute here, folks. Minute, 30 seconds, slightly higher leg speed. And then we get longer and longer on that third little bit of the rung. Heart rate's going crazy. Always does, you see. I get too excited talking to you lot. It'll settle down in a minute. Okay, benefits. Why are we doing this, Chris? You may well ask. Because we like having lots of fun, that's why. We're doing this. Tempo zone. Okay, working aerobically. Tempo is all day riding pace. Ready to hooch it up, folks. We're going to just increase the leg speed. Little bit of gear. Are we going to increase it? No, we're not. See, look, what is going on? 7:30. Oh no. Going in 15 seconds. Having too much fun. Try not to stare at my notes. I'd rather stare at you lot. Gorgeous people. Right, 5 seconds, folks. We're just going to increase the leg speed. Maybe pop on warm gear and then just hooch it up a little bit. There we go. Let's just do this and I'll come back to the benefits. Little bit of a lift in leg speed. Holding it there. Just for 30 seconds. Feels good, right? Are we ready, folks? So now we're going to load on some more gear. Slow it down. 1.5 minutes. Time is a ticking. If you're on the no music playlist, what are you playing today to help you out? Something really mental? It's making your legs go bonkers? Or have you got it nice and chilled? Benefits then. Training your body to develop the capillary network. Vitally important to transport oxygen around your body, especially to your muscles. and allowing them to work more efficiently. So we want, you know, if you're a road rider, you're looking for improved muscular economy. You want to be getting out maximum power with minimum amount of effort. And it's kind of fairly hard. Are we dropping it down already? Well, that went very quickly. Yes. Drop it back. Minute and a half. Push like that. I think this workout's going to go pretty quick. I always think that these structured workouts go really, really quickly. Well, I do anyway. And building more mitochondria in the muscles. Look up mitochondria. We're not going to go into that here. You're not going to be concentrating on what I'm blurring on about. Now, if you do a fair amount of tempo work, and you should be doing a fair amount of tempo work, by the way, building that aerobic engine, lower down the intensity spectrum. Remember, the lower down you are, the longer you can spend at that level. You could easily double this workout, do this twice over, literally straight after each other. No problem. I mean, your bum and your legs might not like you very much, but physiologically it's absolutely possible. So training at this intensity, working out at this intensity, makes those kind of all day rides just a little bit easier, feels easier. It's your cruising speed, yeah? Good for those longer distance rides and workouts. Now, if you don't ride on the road, you're not a road cyclist, you cannot be more, less or less bothered about that. Is this going up? No, it is, 12:30. Are you ready, folks? We're just about to, I'll catch up in a minute. Just about to, one gear on, increase the leg speed. Right, there we go. Shouldn't get much heart rate drift today, because we're definitely aerobic. Shouldn't feel massive amounts of lactate building in the legs. You might feel a little bit, but not stupidly hard or horrible. Just lifting that leg speed up. Are you ready to push it out? Slow it down, add the gear, 2 minutes. Now then, folks, if you're just here to do an indoor workout and you don't ride a regular bike, no matter. If you stick to these intensities, tempo, sweet spot, endurance, all that aerobic base building stuff, that is going to load up into your lovely legs. And you know those really stupidly hard efforts you really love? That's going to make them easier. You do not want to be busting a gut without that aerobic base. Oh, we dropped down already. When did that? 2 minutes. Do you know what? I've got a horrible suspicion. No, I haven't. I have got the right workout. Just looking at this thinking, no, it is right. Was that 2 minutes, folks? Really? Did I really just yabber away for 2 minutes? Oh, I'm so losing the plot. Now I'm really questioning my numbers here. Have I got that the wrong way around? You know, I think I have. Yes, I have. I'm taking it all back. The first effort out of the 3, oh, do you know what? What a muppet I am. The first effort of the 3, which is this one, is that, you see, you knew this already, didn't you? You were shouting at the screen. Chris, you've got it wrong. Look at that graphic. That that graphic knows what it's doing. That's a direct export. That's the workout right there, not me there. Do what that says. It's the first effort that is increasing in length. Not the second or the third, the first one. So we're here. Here. 2.5 minutes. We're here for 2.5 minutes. Now we caught up. Then we're going to increase the leg speed for 30 seconds. And then the last effort is 1 minute long. Got it? Are you shouting at me? I can kind of hear you, to be honest. 30 more seconds. Little bit embarrassed. Just a little bit, not a lot. I mean, it's just going to hurt just the same. If you use Training Peaks, by the way, or any of the software really, are we ready? Let's increase that leg speed. 1 gear, increase the leg speed. If you're interested in intensity factors or TSS scores, this is a workout with a TSS of 46. Easily doable. 30 seconds here with this higher leg speed. Just about 5 more seconds. Are you ready to load on that extra gear? And stick there for a minute. There we go. Load it. Now, I say this every time. If you're new to my channel, you're thinking, does she actually know what she's doing? Mistakes abound today. See, I'd just rather be talking to you. I don't want to be looking at the notes. Then you'll notice I'm not changing gear, is what I was going to say, or adding resistance if you're on an indoor bike. That's because my bike computer talks to the smart trainer at the back here that my back wheel is attached to. Just coming up 10 seconds to go. And I plan this workout, load it up onto my bike computer, and that drives. Ready to drop it back down. And 3 minutes here. See, I'm all over it now. So I'm not changing gear, but it's been auto set. I am hitting those exact power numbers. Currently, that's 75% of my FTP. No stress. It's all good. Oh, it's a little bit warm. Let's put the fan up a little bit. A little bit warm, but not too bad. I could hold this for many, many hours here. Nice and smooth. Oh, that's quite nice. Bit of a breeze going. Whew. Where are you in the world? Is it nice and warm where you are? Or a little bit jealous? Pale and pasty. All my bike tan lines have fainted into oblivion. They'll come back, don't worry. Keeping it smooth, folks. Remember, opening that hip, driving the leg down by opening that hip joint, bringing in the powerhouse at the back. Heart rate settled down a little bit. Too excited to see you today, you see? Now then, what kind of training? Do you use training plans? Or do you just do any old thing, get on the bike, no plan, which is also fine, by the way? Or do you have very specific goals? Do you do periodised training? Do you work at certain intensities to maybe train for a particular event, something in your calendar that you want to have peak performance for. I'm just asking the question because I've not done much on periodised training programs, but I mean there's loads. I've only got to Google it, right? Other search engines are available, but you know what I mean. Tons of information on periodised training. Just been and that really does interest me, that kind of geeky stuff. I've just been looking at a few articles. How long have we got? Oh, we're just coming up to increasing the leg speed. One gear, increase the leg speed. Excellent. Are you ready, folks? Let's do it. 30 seconds. So yeah, periodised training and peaking for a particular time in your calendar. Doesn't need to be an event, just be, a goal you've got in your calendar. Really is of great interest to me. I've just been reading a whole load of papers. 5 seconds. Ready? Slow it down. Slow, load. Now, you probably know, I'm a big advocate of sweet spot training. It's worked for me in the past when I've been really trying to ramp up my base FTP. So I know it works for me, but I've just been reading some really fascinating information on sweet spot training versus polarised training. Does anybody out there do polarised training plans? Let me know if you do. I kind of think I need to read a little bit more about that and give it a go, see if that works. Essentially, about 5 seconds to go, and then we're going to drop down. And then where are we at? 3.5 minutes. Ready to drop the gear, team, drop it off. Not deep recovery, remember, no recovery, climbing all the way. Back to those base numbers right there. Periodised training in a nutshell is, instead of training around that sweet spot zone in the middle there, and again, there's a video about sweet spot training. I'll put the link up here. You can pop on over there if you want to find a little bit more background information on sweet spot training. It's a kind of fairly narrow band, and if you were to break down, so we work on 7 zones. These are Andy Cogan zones. Where am I at? See, I'm chatting away. I know we've got a while here. Kind of splits that 7 up into just 3. And you've got the zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 right at the top. Sweet spot is pretty much zone 2. Yeah, in that middle bit there. Polarised training is zone 1, mixing up zone 1 and zone 3. So lots more lower end plus recovery, and then mix it up with some top end anaerobic efforts. So I need to do a little bit more digging around, because my question would be, if you were not a conditioned athlete and you were fairly new and you were to come straight in, and clearly the lower zone 1 stuff would be okay. But if you didn't have that base aerobic conditioning and you were to launch straight in and doing much more of that top end stuff, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to have a look. I'm willing to have an open mind, but I'm not convinced at the moment. So if you do that kind of polarised training, zone 1 and zone 3, with very little threshold or sweet spot stuff in the middle, leave me a comment. Does it work? Yeah. Or have you tried sweet spot and burnt out? Because it is, it's not a walk in the park sweet spot, by the way. Today, the third of these 3 efforts is the bottom end of sweet spot. Bottom end goes up to 97% FTP. So if you're struggling to hold 1 minute at 84% FTP, or around about 77% of your max heart rate, can you only imagine how hard those sweet spot efforts are? And they are hard, mentally and physically. Oh, 15 seconds, folks. So I'm not sure. May only work for very conditioned athletes, I think. Don't know, not sure. I'll have to have a look. I'll be right back on that one. Right then, folks. Load 1 gear, you know the deal. Up the leg speed. And breathe. No idea what RPM I'm doing. Quicker. 10 seconds. Making our way up that ladder. Don't look down. It's going to get higher. And slow it down. Load it up. Are you using power today? Are you being true to those power numbers? %, FTP, still aerobic, but it's tough. Tough, tough, tough. Just 1 minute here. 15 seconds. Breathe. Drop the gear. 4 minutes here. Poet and I didn't know it. Now I mentioned heart rate drift. If you've been here a while on my channel, you know I talk about heart rate drift. Little bit might be going on here. So heart rate drift, what happens? As we get deeper into a workout, and I mean, you'll probably get a little bit of drift at 84% FTP or 77% max heart rate, but not a lot. So what happens is you do the efforts and then you drop back down to that lower intensity. So we do this minute here at 84%. And then as you drop, not here obviously, later on, as you drop back down to the lower intensity here, you've got lactate has started to accumulate and not been expelled after the previous effort. So it just kind of just builds and builds and builds. And your heart is having to work harder to try and expel, shuttle, move that lactate out of the muscles. And the effect is you get a heart rate, your heart rate drifts up. So you get a regular pattern, but it'll kind of be in an upwards line. Fitter you are, of course, the less heart rate drift you get. You don't want that heart rate going up. You've got to keep it in check. And deep breathing here, folks, as we're on that lowest level of that little intensity block. 2 more minutes. Keeping the heart rate in check, and that will mitigate a little bit of that drift. So the more you can recover, get the heart rate down, expelling the waste products, the less drift you're going to get. Nice and relaxed on those hands. Doesn't matter which position you're in, just find yourself a nice comfy spot. Chest open, keep the head up, don't droop. closes the chest down. Keep the chest open. Now you'll hear people talking about diaphragm breathing, me included. The diaphragm, you want that diaphragm to go as far down as possible. So let your abs go to let that diaphragm do what it needs to do. So big deep breath in, but almost a little bit more important is making sure on the out breath. So if you were to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 5. So expelling as much of the waste products in your lungs as possible. Yeah? Much CO2, get it out, get rid of it. So breathe it right out. And then what that will do is triggers the diaphragm to come up. And you can get a bigger, deeper breath in. The science of our bodies is amazing, isn't it? Are you ready then, folks? 1 gear on. Quick, leggies. Tell them to shift a little bit. Time is a ticking. And slightly higher leg speed is going to pump the blood and waste products around your body. 5 seconds, folks. You know the deal. Load it. Slow it. Cadence range, remember, 60. Shouldn't be going as deep as 60 today. Not with these lighter gears. Holding it here for a minute. How hard does that feel? I mean, it is pretty challenging. Not gut busting, but legs having a little bit of a whinge and a moan, if I'm truthful. And they had a rest day yesterday. You see, they're never happy. Sometimes I find it easier if I just do a few back-to-back sessions. They're almost fired up, ready to go. Right then, folks. Ready to drop it back down. And drop that gear. Woohoo! It's a bit warm. It's always warm. What I talk about, it's always warm, eh? Probably matching my shirt. It's one of my favourite shirts, this bit of a girl comment. Sorry for you guys out there, but it is one of my favourite shirts. We are here for 4.5 minutes. Make peace with this level. Embrace it. Enjoy. And breathe it out. All quiet on the western front. Look at the graphic. Massive great chunk done. What's that, about a quarter left, you reckon? Yeah. 34. Yeah, just over 10 minutes by looks. And then, you know, it's a good solid chunk of effort there. If you've kept on it, if mentally you've managed to stick with it, 40 minutes of aerobic. Base building, fantastic. When When I finally get out on the road and get some road footage, you're going to see this shirt a lot because I wear it a lot. Matches my bike, not this one. I've got another one that's got red on it. Again, another girl comment, sorry. I've got a lovely Trek Damane that's got red flashes, black with red flashes. I've got my Trek kit on right here. It's just got to match your bike. Or do you just wear anything? Joking aside, comfort for me, always. Got to have the right cycle shorts. Fantastic. How are we doing here, folks? Minute and a half to go. One more rung of that ladder. Now I know what we're doing. Oh, shocking behaviour. Make sure you keep drinking. Keep those fluids going. And I'm going to have to sort out my cadence meter when I'm done with you people today. That's a little bit of a spanner in the works. Oh well. Oh, if you could see the outtakes, I might put one of those together one day. All the things that can go wrong as an instructor. There's quite a few. Oh, I've had it all happen. Big launch at a big venue, brand new studio. Turn up, music system's not working. That's a little bit of a challenge. 2 full RAND classes. Desperately trying to find an engineer, sound engineer. Everybody queuing up. Right, higher cadence, one gear on. Oh, that was a bit, got the heart rate going before we'd even started. How are you doing with that pressure on the hands? Nice and soft. Keep the concentration going with that faster leg speed. As your legs fatigue, don't want to slow down. So we're kind of kicking them into touch here. Slow down. Load it up. And we're not allowing them to do that. We're just perking them up. 1 minute here. And then we've just got one more rung up that ladder to go to get to the top. Still with me? Are you looking at that graphic? Yeah, honestly, it's what is it? That's 6.5 minutes for that final block. No problem at all. Keep driving. Squeezing those pedals with a slightly harder gear. Higher gears, a little bit more effort. Or more resistance if you're on an indoor bike, clearly. Are you ready to drop it back down? So we talk about gear, we're just talking about resistance. Bring it back. 5 minute chunk to make it up that next rung to the top. Might do a little bit of drops here. And breathe. Are you working out? Are you working hard? As I said, on paper, these kind of, you know, you think, oh, tempo, that's going to be easy. But it's really not though, is it? I mean, it's a little bit mean this, because I'm keeping you in tempo. I'm not giving you, we're not doing zone 3 intervals, where we drop from zone 3 back down to zone 2 or zone 1 even, in between, to give you a little bit of a respite. No, I'm not, am I? I'm just keeping you here. This is not recovery. 75% FTP. I'm guessing you. I mean, fair play to you if you manage to keep your heart rate down to 70% here. Have you been working hard enough on those harder efforts? Is what I'm going to say to that, because I'm nowhere near 70% heart rate. Not a chance. So I'm taking a little bit of a mental battering. Legs, not so much. My legs are pretty bulletproof actually, but definitely feeling it in the body that this is not a super easy effort. I'm still in the, kind of winter phase of my training. Maybe with more conditioning and more time on the road, won't be quite, I mean, this is what I do. I'll come back and do this ride when I'm in much, much better form, almost near peak form. Come back and do it again. See what happens to the heart rate. Not when I'm instructing, obviously, because it's not a really fair test. And just concentrate. And clearly, you cannot hold top form all the time. Just not possible. Got to let the body recover. Have an off season. And then you've got to let that form drop. If you use something to track your form, it messes with your head, doesn't it? As you see it slide over the winter. Okay, but you know it's going to come back because you know you can do the training. But you just got to let that form go and then build it back up again. It will come back. It's kind of part of the challenge, isn't it? Of course, the older you get, the harder it gets each year to get that form back. Just keep fighting. Never give up. No, no, no. I'm not giving up yet. How about you? No. Just one pedal stroke at a time. So we've got to worry about. Just keep pedaling. Just one more, and another, and another. Are you smiling out there today? Have you had some good news? Oh, look at that! 40 seconds to go, and you're done with that big long block. .30 seconds. And then hooch up one gear, increase the leg speed, 30 seconds. Fantastic. Are you ready? Going in 10. So ready on that gear. Just pop on one gear, don't need a lot. And then increase the leg speed. Keep it smooth, keep it fluid. Trip your nose. Hold it there. If I was to hazard a guess, I reckon I'll be doing about 90 RPM here. I reckon. 5 seconds. And drop the leg speed. Load the gear one more time, 1 minute to go. And you're at the top of the ladder. Then you can hold on, put your feet on the side and slide to the bottom. Do not do that. But Chris said, I can see it now. Oh. Come on then, 30 seconds. Oh, a little bit of glute action going on today. Yep. That'll be the squats yesterday. Ow. 15 seconds. Yeehaw. Nearly there. Got this. 5 seconds. And release it all off. Cool down time. Woohoo! Warm. Definitely warm. You made it to the top. Climbing up the ladder. Nice one. I quite like doing ladders. Just pushing it out nice and gently. I mean, I did say we were pushing out the effort on the last. We could do that, of course. I could do that next time. I could swap all that round and make it short effort for the first one, or steady effort. So 1 minute, we could do 1 minute for that recovery phase, not really recovery, bottom end of tempo, 30 seconds cadence lift, and then we could push out the time on that harder effort so you get a bigger chunk in sweet spot. How much is that? 9, 15, 16, 27 minutes in sweet spot. Oh, I'll have that. That's quite a chunk. We could do that. What do you think? Or do you like to keep that nice and easy? Don't be giving me any ideas. But if you do think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. Let me know. Love your comments. Fantastic. Get very excited when the little notification bell pings on my channel. And get a lovely comment. More you lovely people out there. Because you see, I have no idea. I'm just talking to a camera. It's just me in here and the camera. It's quite a lonely little place. So it's nice to know that there are people out there playing along, sending me your comments, sending me your thoughts. Lots of fun. 2 more minutes, folks. As always, I've just got 4.5 minutes here today because we know the lower down the intensity blocks you are in terms of working out, the less recovery time you're going to need. Clearly, if you're further up, much longer time needed to recover. However, if you're needing to get your heart rate down a little bit more, you know my rule. Anybody remember what my percentage heart rate is that I think I'm done for cool down? Try and get there. If not, send me a question. I'll tell you. And if you need longer, just carry on pedaling when we're done here, when I'm finished. And carry on your cool down. Continue with whatever routine you've got for your cool down, stretches, or some of my biomechanics releases, if you're doing those, which is what I'm going to be doing. And just less than a minute to go. How are you doing with that recovery? Nice deep breathing. Making sure you're keeping the shoulders down on the in-breath, letting the abs go. "30 seconds and we're done today." Well, I think that went pretty quick. Solid chunk of effort there. Well done, everybody. Did fabulous. Sure, you look amazing. Of course you do, as always. 15 seconds, folks. Just keep it going right the way to the end. If you subscribe to the channel, thanks very much. If you haven't, please subscribe. Give us a like. Leave us a comment. And as always, thanks for watching, folks. Till next time.